Hello and welcome back. In this video we're going to be branching out from audiology. Let's say we want to also do occupational therapy. Since South Carolina formats each of its files differently, we're going to need to tailor each subroutine to each file. So to demonstrate that, I'll open the occupational therapy from the state website, and we'll go over some differences between that file and the audiology file. So here's the state's file. And some things are the same. We'll still want to get rid of these first 5 rows in this next row down here. There's still an extraneous column with no rates in it for facility locations. But the main difference I see is, in this case, whenever there's a procedure code without a modifier, instead of putting a 0 in that field, they put the rate over in the modifier column. So with the previous file, we would do a find replace to replace the 0 with nothing. We don't want to do that here because if it got to a value such as $49.04, it would replace the 0 and make that $49.40. And also, it's really strange that they put the rate in a column that's not the rate column. That is, to me, that seems really strange, but it is what it is. So in this case, we'll also want to move the rates over anytime that there is a numerical value in column B. So I'll show you the changes I made to the code for this particular worksheet. Here's the line that used to do the find replace zeros. I simply put a comment in there in case we ever need it in the future for anything. It's still there. It just won't do anything since it's a comment. And then here's the section that goes through column B. It looks for any numerical values, and if it sees a numerical value, it puts that same value from column B into column C, and then it erases the value out of column B. Now, at the time that I wrote this, I didn't think of this, but this is something to think about for the future. If we ever had a modifier that had a numerical value instead of GP, say G7, then it would erroneously move that over as well. So I think there are 2 ways around that. I could either tell it to look for alphabetical values instead, or I could say if it's a numerical value in column B and there's no value at all in column C, then move the rate over. But for the purposes of this particular fee schedule, this will still work. So let's demonstrate that code right now. And here it is all formatted. You can see that the dollar values were moved over to the next column correctly. But I'd like to go over something else. Given how many pitfalls there could be, since the code does exactly what you tell it to do and it doesn't understand context, for example, seeing a rate in the wrong column, if you're going to do this, I would actually recommend at the end you reopen the original workbook and just kind of spot check, because if you see anything's missing, like you've got a different number of rows, or you see dollar values where there shouldn't be dollar values, you can kind of see if there's something off. So at the very end of this, we're just going to reopen the workbook from the state website again. So let's run that again. So it formatted everything, but you've got your state website file, and you can just do a quick spot check. You'll still save a lot of time this way. Just this way, in case your code did anything unexpected, if the format of the file changed or anything, you wouldn't have really hosed your data. So, yeah. So basically, for each file, you can see how it's formatted, and on a case-by-case basis, set up code that will format the data for you. And I'll put a link to the code in the comments below, and if you have any questions, please post them, and thank you for watching.